Yeah, that's probably too thin.
Too thin, right?
Yeah.
Roger.
Get out of here.
Anything else around here?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything to the right, but
Maybe
it's hard to see.
something up here. No. Looks pretty consolidated. All right. Well.
Yeah, maybe we'll shift over to the right a little bit, or
Yeah,
look
we'll
around.
have to start moving again real quick. But we'll keep the view like this for a minute.
Don't forget the box is still open.
Oh yeah, go ahead and close that up. Thank you.
That could have been bad.
Is there anything over in this area?
Yeah, I'll get out a bit more ahead and then we'll take another look over there. This is like an underway sample, so we're
Okay.
a bit constrained with time. All right, I got more leash again. Anything around here look good to you?
Not yet. Maybe
Roger.
just keep going ahead a little bit. A big old widow star on a sponge stalk, it looks like.
Oh yeah. Does the eDNA sample want to be taken at the same time or same location of the rock sample?
That'd be just fine. Just anywhere around in these corals would be great.
Okay, sure thing.
All right, there's a couple calls.
I have a bit of leash for that right now. If you guys would like an eDNA sample over these corals here.
That would be fantastic.
Great. I'll kind of get the Niskins a little bit over it too.
Just a reminder, Niskin bottle 1 is not firing. They have used Niskin bottle 2, so we have 3 through 6 left.
Great. All right. About 4 meters off the deck.
That's great.
All right. And sorry, would you mind repeating which Niskin is not firing?
1.
1, Raj. Would you mind following me in on bubble there, please?
So blue.
Fired.
That was 4.
Yeah, that was number 4. And we were 4 meters off the deck, right over some corals for you guys. All right, Michael, you can steal the bubble now.
Cool, cool.
What sample number is this?
Sample number 034.
Roger.
And that was bottle number 4?
That's correct. Bottle number 4. This is an interesting crust here. Manganese crust.
A little fish leading us.
Little guide.
Another stock sponge.
So in this pile here, did you want us to also look? It looks like we're, what, 100 meters off the waypoint there?
Yeah, if we see something that's loose and not
No,
too
we're
big, I'm happy to take it here, but everything seems kind of large.
Roger.
Still 250 meters from the waypoint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're
Well,
just
why am I
flattening out
getting
right now.
judged?
Just take it easy, Jess. We'll get there, okay?
We'll get there. I'm gonna grab a rock.
Dude, we had a discussion about how painfully slow 0.2 knots is.
That's true.
So,
But you guys said where it flattens out on the top, you haven't been having much luck with rock collections, correct?
Correct, but
I think that sponge was caulophacus.
How do you spell that?
Caulophacus.
Caulophacus.
can we have a quick zoom on that coral right ahead?
Yeah, sure thing. Gonna give me a little leash here, Michael.
A little.
I think this is the D1 or D2 clade bamboo. But I keep forgetting to bring my little cheat sheet on bamboo coral clades upstairs to the van with me. I'll have to remember for my next watch. Bamboo corals are currently undergoing a massive revision in their overall taxonomy. There have been 4 papers out so far in the last 2 years, and there's more on the way.
Go ahead and push on in there, please.
zooming in.
You can go and tie it on the polyp.
Nice little feather star, little mini guy up in the branches as well.
Oh, yeah. You want to come partial wide there, please?
You got that
Partial
one polyp
wide.
that's just dancing.
Yeah. I'll take out the scaling laser so you guys get a nice shot.
These are great shots, thanks.
Yeah. Full wide, please.
Full wide.
Looks like a sponge with a tiny little head.
Great. Looks like a cotton swab.
Yeah.
What are you? Oh, the one in the back. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a stick. Like, I see. I get it now.
Yeah.
I see it.
You see it. Do a quick zoom in there.
Zooming in.
Very dainty. Neat. Full wide, please.
Full wide.
It's a cool shot from Atalanta.
You're welcome.
If you want to zoom in on that one, feel free to do your cinematographic genius.
Okay, zooming in on Atalanta.
All right, I got it. I got it.
Oh, nice.
I got it. I got it. I got it. There.
Oh, I like it. Oh, looks very nice.
I should switch careers. I should be a cameraman now.
I believe that's an anemone, but I can't tell for sure.
Yeah, it's an anemone on top of probably a coral or something.
Oh.
Go ahead and push it in there on Herc, please.
Zooming in on Herc.
Is it on a coral or is it on a sponge?
DVL reset.
Looks like a fly trap.
Go ahead. I think those are called flytrap anemones, actually.
What?
Is that one the one Chris Kelly wants? Let me see.
Full wide, please.
Full wide.
That's a cool shot. I like it. So much texture to the ground there.
Screen cap, screen cap, screen cap. Snap, 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 snap.
The Norbit on top makes it look like we have a little hat on.
I know. It's the best. I think I took a picture when we first got in orbit. And then the craft looking like it's tipping the hat. Oh, come on out to the end of your leash.
Reg. Hey, Kevin. So, anything around here looking good for you, or nah?
No, I don't think so.
Reg.
I think we just keep moving towards 7. It's going to be flat for a while, so we might have to just get one right before it goes uphill again towards waypoint 8.
Sure thing.
Is that a coral in the top right?
That's a dead sponge.
What?
It looks like it has a little, I don't know. Now I can't stop seeing
You
the
cannot
hat.
not seen it.
I cannot not see it now.
Look at her being so proper. You should get a hat box for it.
Oh. Watch throwback.
Yeah.
Callback.
Yeah, yeah. It's a callback. Yeah. People would have to go back to see what we're talking about.
It's true.
And then they remember to like and subscribe. And share.
The ripple patterns in Atalanta look really neat too.
The for the lights.
Yeah, with the lights, these patterns.
I got it. 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 I can fix this.
Nice shot.
Full shot, yeah. How about I get over here a little bit? And I'll illuminate it for you.
It looks like South America.
That's a cool one.
Oh no. Sorry, that was a rock. Stumbled over a rock.
Michael, how much control do you have?
Very little.
Okay.
Which is why this is so impressive.
This is a great shot.
I got Z control, and then I got XY rotation, and that's about it.
Those online were marveling at the satellite feed channel 2. Michael's.
Looks like an Iridigorgia
Control.
stalk, but I don't see the top of it.
Yeah.
Jeremy Horowitz, who's a black coral expert, is with us in the chat and was saying he thought he saw a Stichopathes earlier, which can have that form.
Oh.
Oh.
I thought I saw a Stichopathes. That's funny.
Would you mind spelling that for me?
I can spell it on SPL.
These swells are getting big.
STICHOPATHES.
Was that?
These swells are getting big.
Yeah.
Can you punch out on Atlanta just a little bit? Zoom out a little.
Zoom it out. On
That way these swells aren't right there. That's good.
These ripple patterns are really cool.
Yeah, you can tell as we get to shallower elevations relative to our first dive that the current's a little stronger up here. Getting a little more coral.
I couldn't notice. This is part of the show where it focuses on her, but you have some background talk about her.
If we have time, can we zoom on the coral on the left?
Yep.
In between those two rocks?
It's a little chrysogorgia.
Oh, of course. It's like, why would you want to zoom in with Atlanta? It's like, what? No.
There's also a little rock pen over there too. Background.
Yeah.
Go ahead and push that in there, please.
Zooming in.
And do a small bump down.
Need some more zoom. Is that okay?
Certainly making the most of its surface area.
Yeah. Oh, that's a cool shot too there with all the textures and the ripples. Nice. Becca, would you mind grabbing a screen, a frame capture of Atalanta's view right now? Full wide on Herc, please.
Full wide on Herc.
Right there. Boom. That was it. That was the money shot.
I'm not sure if you can see the photo. I did take one. I just want to make sure that you got it from Atalanta.
I wouldn't know how to check it right now.
Yeah. Ah, I'm sure it'll be good.
It's all blurry. Like it's all just like motion. Get a flip book. That'd be fun. I guess you just watch the video. Oh, too much.
According to Steve, that last guy we zoomed in on was either a chrysogorgia stellata or a chrysogorgia chryseis. Can't really tell the difference in situ. That's some nice, clean, undisturbed riffle marks.
It'd be cool if we could find like an underwater lake or something. Have you seen those?
Cool. No.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Like a brine pool.
It's a settlement of brine, yeah.
Huh.
And it sustains life surprisingly. In some of them, I don't know of all of them, but you'll see some critters swim, just dive right in.
Interesting.
But then the submersible can't go under because it's too dense. Yeah.
Huh.
Whoop. That was deliberate.
A couple lone calls to the top left. I think they're calls.
Oh, I see them now.
Little sea pens here. Oh, I see.
It'd be kind of cool if you can get a gyro up here that would control the pan and tilt. That way you just kind of set it, and then the rocking of the waves takes care of itself.
That would be cool.
Whoa, you're pulling.
I'll wait out here then.
Can we zoom out on Atalanta real quick? All the way?
Okay.
I need to get a reference.
Full wide
Okay,
on
we can go
Atalanta.
back in if you want.
You're the director. What do you want? Want to go in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. How about
Becca, are we also
Right
looking for sea cucumbers again? Or are we full up on the cucumber?
The instructions as they stand currently from Liz are that we have 3 cucumber samples, all from the same genus, so unless we find something unusual and different, to just hold off on sampling any more from that genus on this dive.
Okay.
The previous watch, or 2 watches ago, did see some sea urchins, and they would be interested in a sea urchin if we come across some of those.
Cool. All right. Sounds good.
Nice carnivorous sponge.
Go ahead and push on in here a bit, please.
Zooming in.
Whoa, that's crazy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way cooler up close.
That's gross.
What kind of sponge did you say that was?
I believe this is one of the carnivorous sponges in the area, but I'm going to verify that.
Carnivorous?
I think they have little barbs on their spicules, right?
Whoa.
That like trap whatever's living or around them.
I want to touch it.
Full wide, please.
Full wide.
That's what it wants you to think.
That and the flytrap anemone. Yeah.
Look at that. There you go. Oh yeah, look at that. Right against that steep hill. So how's everyone doing today?
Doing well.
Good, good, good.
Got some sleep. On a somewhat better schedule now.
Lucky.
ROV team never sleeps. You just go back into the hangar and
Wake me when you need me. Yeah, just kind of like absorb into the wall. Part of the crew for the ship.
I think we can increase our rate a little bit if you want to try to
Sure thing.
speed up towards waypoint 8 and see if it gets a little more rocky.
We're gonna do 0.3 there, Chris, if you want.
Yep. Bridge nav, cancel current move, then 0.3 knots, 070, 500. Yep. Yes, 500 meters, 070, 0.3 knots.
That's the distance is about 500 meters to waypoint 8.
Yes.
Roger.
About 100. Wow.
All right, Mike. You want to fly for a while?
I mean, if you want me to.
Yeah. Just get you in here. The contours are a bit broader, so it'll be a bit up, but good practice ground.
Sure.
Back over, we're going to do a quick pilot swap for a bit.
Sounds good. I think that fancy sponge was in the family euplectellidae, and I think it was walteria.
You can zoom out on Atalanta, please.
Zooming out on Atalanta.
Do we know anything about walteria's life cycle? Like how they kind of get settled on the rock?
I don't think we do. Sponge life cycles are another, particularly in the deep, are another thing that's one of the big mysteries. We don't really know much about the reproduction of many of the organisms down here. I know a couple of researchers who are starting to investigate, particularly for deep sea coral species. Rian Waller is one. And they come out and they'll preserve the specimens they collect in formalin so that they can do thin sections and look for gametes back in the lab. But yeah, it's a field of research that needs a lot more work.
Like there's a well-defined fan to the right we just passed. Couldn't tell what it was.
Hi, check, check.
Loud and clear.
What kind of coral is that one that we're
You
looking
are
at?
not.
That's a bamboo coral, and there's another one just to the left of it that's about to come into view. One of them is branched and one
I'm
is
good to go.
unbranched.
You have a stick lock?
Yeah, you're good to go. There's no stick lock on.
Where are we going? 7-0. Right?
070, and Atalanta's on that heading now. Coming up a bit. And Tim, just to make sure we're full wide on Atalanta view.
Full wide on Atalanta. Yep,
Roger.
Atalanta's full wide.
Roger that. So I'll just have you, mosey around and
I want to like look around the corner.
oh, the screen?
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, no, I can't see nothing. There you go.
So we just had a question come in. Has anyone been able to dive at this depth or has dove
Go ahead and
here
actually pull up over
on this
so far us down.
geo? I think definitely not, but what is the deepest, does anyone know the deepest depth someone has scuba dived? Anyone?
Scuba dived? Well, definitely not this deep. You would implode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
Looks
say
like
it's a
there's,
1,000.
sorry folks, there's an urchin here. Did you guys want an
Yeah,
urchin
can you
collection?
zoom on it?
Right. Do you see that on the left-hand corner
Yeah.
there?
I believe Liz would be thrilled if we could collect an urchin.
Do you want to stop the ship there, Chris, please?
Say again?
We're going to
ship.
collect the urchin here, so you want to stop the ship?
Is that a sponge to the right of it?
Yeah. Or there's a coral
Yes.
and a sponge.
And there's the coral there as well.
Rage nav, hold position.
So exciting.
Great. Oh. Nice. Very good.
Okay, a little bit closer, I guess.
Yeah, so go ahead and look down on your, to see kind of the bumper.
Rage nav, 30 meters, 250.
That's great. We might swing, so I'll do this fast. Did you guys want a quick zoom on it before we collect it, or can we just take it? Hold it up to the camera type.
I think a quick zoom would be great, just to make sure.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera to take a shot of that guy.
Zoom in. Oh no.
Is that good? Or do you want me to zoom, like focus on them?
That's perfect, yeah.
Right there. Yeah, you can. You can zoom if you want.
Zooming in.
Whoop. It's jumpy. There you go.
A
Nice.
little more.
Right there's fine. Is that
Alright.
good for now?
Yeah, that should be good. All right, full wide, please, on
Full wide.
Herc. All right, so for this, we're gonna make sure the camera's full racked back. You wanna turn on the porch camera, or perch light?
Are you bringing back the, you retracting right now?
Yeah, so we're full racked back now. Science, can we put this guy in the forward bin, or should we put it in the starboard? This changes how I grab it.
Yeah, so in the forward bio box in Lambda, we have a sea cucumber and a white cucumber, so that's full. But in the Omega box, we have just a rock. So if the scientists are comfortable with putting it with the rock, then that would work.
I think it should be fine.
Yeah, should be okay.
Sure. Actually, I'm gonna just do this way instead. Go ahead and push on in a bit, please.
Zooming in.
Yeah, watch Atalanta's sonar too.
Yeah.
Great, that's good there. Gonna look a little up on the camera.
Nope.
Great. And then,
You go further out, I think.
I am actually at the extent of my joints here, so you're gonna have to pop a little forward. Full wide, please.
Full wide.
Good. All right. I'm gonna stick lock it there. Okay, go ahead and square up on the camera there. Push on in, please. Sorry.
Are you
wanna-
drifting?
your head's waving around, so I'm gonna change your camera. Okay. All right, I think you're gonna wave around. Put on your auto heading there.
With my auto heading.
Yep. But I want you to look a little bit to the right, please. A little more. That's great there. Go ahead and lock it in there. All right.
I didn't mean to turn off auto heading.
All right, you gotta recenter up on this guy again. So take off auto heading here. Rotate to the right.
Why does it keep drifting like that?
It's because you're up against a rock on the other side. That's better. Auto heading there. Okay, and then try to hold it as stable as possible. I'll try to just grab this guy fast. Please go ahead and push on there, please, Tim.
Zooming in.
That's good there. Full wide, please.
Full wide.
Go ahead and open up that bin. Halfway open, please. A little more.
Just a reminder, it'll be going in box Omega.
Roger. Okay, close it up, please.
Oh no!
Close it faster if you can. Don't, yeah, no thrusting. Okay, close up the bin, please. All right, go ahead and close up the bin, please.
All the way?
Yep, all the way. All right, how about we have you sit back down in front of the urchin there?
Sorry, my mic was up. The plan was to put it in with the rock. Would you prefer it to go in with the cucumbers? Okay.
Okay.
I'm letting it come out by itself.
All right,
Okay.
go ahead and just stay sitting here for a minute. I'll sort out the sea cucumber thing.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just thrust down into the rock. Yep, and stick lock. Great.
You need bubble on that?
Yeah, I will need bubble on that, please. Okay, I want you to pop open the bin very slightly. Just
Okay.
like one bump. One more bump. That's good. Hold that. Your mic is hot. Okay,
Close it.
close it up. All right. Go ahead and sit in front of the urchin, please. All right, we're gonna go into the starboard bin with this guy.
So I don't know if you heard Liz from the lounge. They're concerned that if it goes in with a rock, it may get smashed. So if there's a place to put it that's not necessarily with a rock, that would be good.
Sure. Go ahead and I'm gonna have you set up a different way.
When we come around.
Yeah, I want you to come around to the right side there. So take it out of auto heading there. All right, now fly to the right hand side. Good, it's looking good. So now you're a bit far away from it, so keep creeping to the right.
Is that still too far?
Yeah, you're still a bit far out. So lateral right and rotate. It's looking a lot better. Get a bit closer to the ground. That should be good. Okay, go ahead and now push this guy Give it a little bit of forward way. Okay, we'll do this. Go ahead and push out in there a bit, please, Tim.
Zooming in.
Change my grip force to a wee bit lower.
It's further out.
Thank you. Sounds like there's people outside that are howling at the moon.
There's a studio interaction going on.
Roger.
It's like they're perfectly designed.
I don't like that grip at all. I don't want to smash it in half.
Oh yeah, because of the coral cutters.
Just to be delicate on this guy. Can you look a little left, please?
Oh, look a little left, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it doing that?
Other way.
Yeah, I didn't even move it down.
Okay. There we go. I don't like these low grip forces. I just had a feather, I guess. It's silly. All right, full way, please.
Wide.
All right.
Go ahead and open up the starboard bin. Switch cameras over to, please. The other one.
Oh.
Not that one.
Not that one. Whew.
You want to switch over the port cam to the starboard cam, please? No.
No.
Port rail off. Yeah. Great.
There you go.
There is nothing floaty in the starboard bin. Go ahead and open it.
Are we good?
Yep. Can you look over on the armpit, please? Look far right
Oh,
on
this
her
one.
HD. Great.
So E is an empty box in the starboard bin. All the other ones have rocks in them.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, go ahead and pop it open, please.
Okay, let me know when you're ready for the sample.
Go ahead and switch over salvos, please.
Nope.
If you're listening downstairs, would it be okay to put the urchin in with the nodules?
All right, confirm we're going into E.
Yeah, so would the urchin be okay to go in with the nodules?
Is that okay? Back row?
If we can put it into F with the nodules, that would be okay, and then we'll keep E open for a rock.
Roger. All right. Go ahead and close it up.
Something I realized we didn't do was
All right. Chris, you want to go ahead and start her up again?
Roger.
Go ahead and center back up on your camera.
Bridge nav, 500 meters, 070.
Crush that sample collection.
Yeah, nice work.
Quite literally.
Do we know what Liz is, what is she going to be doing with the sea urchin?
This will be another sample for the microbiome study that's helping to inform kind of deep sea food webs. So they'll be dissecting out the gut contents and taking microbiome samples from them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you all the way full racked forward?
I'm not all the way full rack forward.
So go ahead and push it all the way forward, please. Great. All right, Chris, would you mind repeating the bearing that we're going?
070.
070, Raj. All right, nice. All right, I'm on 070 now, so you can go ahead and push on out ahead.
So back to that question about scuba diving, the deepest someone has gone.
Oh, chaunacops. Center screen. You
What-
want to drop down there and take a look at that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Little red blob on the center screen. These are cool.
Oh, cool.
I love chaunacops.
Yeah, so the deepest someone has gone has been about 1,000 feet, 1,082
Zoom in.
feet,
Try to get a little closer to him if you can.
about 332 meters. But right now, our ROVs are about 2,155
Nice.
meters
That's
underwater, about
Zoom in.
Zooming in.
7,067 feet right now. So
there.
pretty deep.
You want me to drive your
Oh my
camera a wee
gosh.
bit?
That is so cute.
Yeah.
What kind of fish?
Said chaunacops?
Chaunacops.
Would you
Okay.
mind spelling that for me?
Let's see how to exactly spell it.
And then try changing your heading a little bit to the right. And then we can get a tighter shot on his lovely little face. Yeah. Are you stable enough for a more zoom?
Yeah.
C-H-A-U-N-A-C-O-P-S.
Go ahead and zoom.
Thank you.
Their back fins are kind of modified, so they have little knees, and they can push off of rocks.
Oh, I love it so much.
And they always have a grouchy little face.
It's so frowny.
Go ahead and
Is
sit
it going
down
to push
here,
off?
actually.
Let's see.
Am I
Yeah.
bobbing?
Yeah, you're bopping. And then,
Ah!
yeah. Oh,
Oh,
nice.
no, there it
Kicks
goes.
Yeah,
off.
hold that shot. That's nice. That's a good
No,
shot.
thank you.
Oh.
Now go ahead and release off the ground. Oh,
I'll go ahead and
go ahead and come forward.
The
zoom
light.
out. Right there.
Oh, you can see his little lure.
Little angler going.
That is awesome.
See ya.
Only one thing to do. Strut.
Is there like a white ball or
Yeah.
something? What
There's
is that?
a isopod of some sort, some kind of parasite living on its right
Whoa.
side.
Oh.
All right, we're going to have to start moving again, guys.
All right, full one.
Alive.
Sometimes when they lift off, instead of doing the pan tilt because it goes up so hot, you can just take off your downward thrust, and then it'll start to drift up with them.
Can I get the lasers real quick?
Yep. And then actually you're looking pretty high up.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I wanted to double check.
A bunch of little bamboo corals that all seem to be lined up right on the edge of this kind of drop off, probably optimizing the flow that they're getting. There's a couple more of those chrysogorgia mixed in as well.
I'm going to move your pin and tilt a wee bit down so that we get rid of the side glare. And before you lift up, did you center up on the bottom bumper?
I should be.
Okay.
You
Great.
can rack in and then rack out to check.
No, no worries. I'm trying to see what's causing that striation glare at this top right-hand side of the screen. Signal.
Going 07.
Yeah, 070. So, Kevin, we're not going to look for a rock until we hit some steeper slopes, is that correct?
Yeah. 'Cause mostly, if we do get a loose rock here, it's probably just the crusty bits coming off the top of these pillows. It's not, it's going to be heavily altered.
Roger.
So we'll wait till we get back. We should be getting back in some steep terrain as we head towards 8.
Great. Yeah, or even just past 8, that looks like the contours are tighter.
Yeah.
A sneaky little chrysogorgid coral right under the lasers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe try staying a little closer to the seafloor.
Yeah.
Your altitude's at 5. It's looking good.
Oh, running away from you.
All good.
Oh, it's a trip.
Sorry?
There's like weird movement glare, like an optical illusion type thing.
Reg.
There's quite a bit of current.
If you want to, while you wait for me, you can just kind of mosey on and kind of, you know, wish-wash across this feature.
So we've got an eye clade bamboo coral that just is going off to the right. A little different type than we've been seeing.
And your auto heading's still on. That's throwing you off a little bit.
I want to go off.
Is that?
It won't go off. Wow. You heard me click it.
I did. I don't know why it didn't work for you.
What kind of coral did you say this is?
You can zoom in if you want.
Zoom it in.
You probably want to get the shot kind of squared up.
Right there. I was looking at the wrong spot.
Realized I was off SPL. So this is a bamboo coral in the eye clade, which is different than we've been seeing so far on this dive.
Zoom out a little bit.
Zoom it out.
How are you able to tell that it's a different species? Or, yeah.
In this case, I'm looking at the structuring of the branching. So the points that where it branches, this will branch at it's the internodes. And then the eye clade is really classic for forming these candelabra shapes.
All right. Go ahead and start boogieing.
No.
What's up?
I don't want to hit it.
Oh, just move to the side and change your heading and kind of drift that way. Or go up in the water column. You'll see it in bubble cam. You're clear. No, I'll have you push out a bit ahead.
Okay.
Just to buy us some time. Pennies in the bank is what what everyone says. No, I say it. Nice.
They're not so extensive I would characterize them as being a coral garden yet, but there's definitely a lot more of these bamboo corals in the area than we were seeing on our previous dive, which I think is a good sign for what we'll see when we get up to the top edge of the skio.
There's some more manganese nodule field there, hey? Or is that rubble?
Certainly could be, yeah. A lot of the nodules we pulled up yesterday were more like, they weren't rounded per se, so they're more like debris that is growing in. It's still an interesting phenomenon, but it's not like a traditional manganese nodule.
Raj.
You can zoom into it.
I probably want to get closer. It's going to be pretty dark. Go ahead and sit in your little playground and nodules. I'll get you some leash.
Right in the pocket. Look at that.
The interesting aspect of these is they're not correlated to like mass wasting areas. It's more like you just find pockets where they're growing. So they're likely still growing in situ, and what's driving it, we don't know.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
You want to zoom in?
Zooming in.
Nice.
They got really well-defined boitrioidal structures on them too. Look like little pockets of grapes.
Yeah. Wow, just the zoom in just doesn't stop, does it? They look like what are they called?
Stones?
Tricks. What tricks used to look like.
Oh yeah, yeah. The trix berries.
Look at that. Got a good Atalanta shot without even piling Atalanta. Alright, you can zoom out.
Zooming out.
Thank you for the zoom.
Yep.
Little sea cucumber.
It is a sea pickle, yeah.
I know, it's not a sea pickle. Those are pyrosomes.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we can't say sea pickle because I guess people might get confused from your definition of a sea pickle and the real definition of a
The
sea
logical definition. Nah, I'm not going to go. I wanted to, but I can't.
Go where?
I was going to go in and settle down for a second. But I hesitated, then I make a mistake, and I don't feel like correcting it. Hello, coral. What's the division on Herc? On the sonar? Is it 5 or 10?
Those are 10 meters. 10 on Herc, 20 on Argus, Atalanta.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Another candelabra.
Here's a really nice I-4 bamboo coral.
You can zoom in
nice.
briefly.
Zoom in briefly.
Right there. All right, zoom out.
Zooming out. Oh, no, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
What's that little guy? It's like right by that lobe looking thing.
That's a crinoid, another feather star.
Let me zoom in a little.
Zooming in.
Right there. All right.
Zooming out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have you boogie.
Boogie.
Boogie, oogie, oogie, till you just can't boogie no more.
That skeleton?
No,
No,
so
that
it's
looks like tubes.
sponge.
Sponge skeleton there in the sediment.
Oh, yeah, I keep getting distracted. It's just harder for all the distractions.
I'll have you keep pushing ahead. And then, yeah, back up. Oh, okay, you good. Cleared it. Watch out. Yeah, I think you're at a good space there. You can mosey around again. And you're giving me a tug.
I am.
Yeah. Chris, what's the distance left of this dive?
The whole dive?
Yeah. From waypoint 7.
Yup. About 3,500 meters.
Okay, so we're halfway through again.
Negative bridge.
How are these waypoints chosen?
I was talking to Rennie about this just now, and I think it had something to do with throwing darts at a map.
Nice.
I think we've mostly been wanting to follow ridges, right?
Yeah, ridges tend to have the hardest substrate and the most, current flow going over them, so you tend to have the most life. So we try to pick waypoints where you're constantly moving uphill and not
Right.
downhill, and trying to keep to the rocky ridges whenever possible.
That's cool. You can definitely tell we've been going up some ridges. It looks awesome.
Can you all go into detail about what a ridge is? Like, how do you determine a ridge?
Yeah, simplest answer is it's a feature with steep sides, on either side of it. So it's elongated. You have steep contours to, in this case, to the south and to the north, and it kind of continually goes uphill. So they're usually formed from different lava flows and volcanic kind of parasitic cones coming off of the seamount. They tend to be radial, as in they come out in different cardinal directions from the seamount and fall along likely pre-existing fractures or pre-existing weaknesses in the seafloor. So you tend to get these long ridges associated with seamounts. And then conveniently, it's usually a good spot for both geology and biology objectives. Right here we have kind of a large flat lava flow coating everything. A little sea cucumber on top of it. It's a little fragmented to the east, or to the right, sorry. And oftentimes when you have seamount chains, so when you have a bunch of seamounts all in a linear direction, you'll find long rifts connecting the two features. And that represents kind of volcanism, usually in the direction of plate motion, if it's hotspot derived. So we can kind of see that today when we go up to the next dive is to the north of us, and there's kind of a long ridge that leads up towards it. Now we're getting into some corals up here. Stalk
boy.
sponge. Stalk sponges never fail to have a dramatic reveal. Not sure what that dark feature is over here. I'm
One
guessing.
straight ahead, or?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Might be a rock at a weird angle, but
This looks like another one of those fossilized corals.
yeah. Or it's a sponge skeleton, maybe?
Yeah,
I think it's
like
sponge skeleton.
skeleton.
Yeah.
Alright.
Chris, you want to zoom back in on the map, please? Unless you're using it.
Here you can see you have a large pillow that then collapsed. So at the shallower depths, now that we're in, around 2,000 meters below sea level, you can actually start to degas some of these lava flows. The gas can kind of escape. When you're at really deep depths, the hydrostatic pressure is so high that the gas is kind of forced into it, or the magmatic gas, and so it exsolves into the lava flow. And you get large bubbles that don't break open.
Speaking of cool lava flows, when I was learning about geology in my undergrad degree, I learned that Yellowstone and like the southern part of Idaho is all formed from a hotspot, similar to how Hawaii is formed. And it was really exciting because then, that's on land and way more accessible for me to see a hotspot than Hawaii. But I was just wondering, what are the main differences when there's a hotspot on land versus when it's in the ocean? Because they look very different.
Yeah, the biggest difference is the continental crust. So the oceanic crust is only around 6 to 8 kilometers thick, so it's quite thin, and it's all mafic. While the continental crust can be upwards of, 50 kilometers in some cases, but around Yellowstone, 35, 40 kilometers thick, and have a few billion years of different lithologies kind of present there. So magma has a harder time escaping in that case, and you end up with what's considered bimodal volcanism. Either the basalt that melts and comes out of the mantle erupts directly as a basalt, or it gets stuck in the crust for a really long time, and it builds up exhaled gases, and it evolves, and then it explodes explosively. So you don't get that explosive volcanism in the ocean basins typically, because you don't have the thick crust and the high volatiles, at least for hotspot-derived volcanoes. So yeah, Yellowstone's interesting because, you're storing large amounts of melt in the crust for a long period of time, and then it builds up to the point where you can get a massive eruption. But similar to Hawaii, fishy. Where you can have chains of volcanoes. With Yellowstone, if you go westward, there's what's called the Snake River Plain.
Zoom in for a bit.
In West Idaho through Oregon, and that region is age-progressive volcanism, just like the seamounts in Hawaii, except they're distinct volcanic fields that go back 16 million years as you go further west.
Looking good.
And it links up with the very large Columbia River basalts that dominate the landscape of the high desert.
All right, zoom out.
Washington and
I
Oregon.
want to do a DVL reset.
That's so cool. And I love how it's like just a few million years old, pretty young.
Yeah, practically a baby.
Got boogie.
There is some mottos and ideas that the coast range that makes up Oregon is essentially basaltic seamounts, kind of like Hawaii, that got smashed into the coast instead of subducting. There's some people who argue those were formed by the same hotspot that formed Yellowstone. So it essentially formed a Hawaii-like volcanic chain, and then it got under the continent, came over it, and started forming more continental volcanism later.
That is so cool.
It's called Silesia. That's the name of the ancient seamount chain that got smashed onto Oregon.
Do you know? Sorry, go ahead.
You can still see really nice pillow basalts in some areas, like Mary's Peak. There's a crinoid, I think, at the bottom, and a sea cucumber on the right.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get some time in our bank though, guys. Unless you wanna see those.
Another bamboo coral.
Forward.
I've been doing some quick digging through the Smithsonian's collections just to make sure that this is a coral that's been extensively collected, and it does look like it is, so.
I made a trip to the Grand Canyon a few weeks ago, and I learned about how all the layers are formed, that place is like a geologist's heaven. It's awesome. And apparently the basement rocks, all the igneous basement rocks were formed the same way as you were explaining the coast of Oregon was formed, by just like seamounts like Hawaii, and then they smash into each other, and then, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, a lot of those ancient kind of crystalline rocks are essentially orogenies at some point, where oftentimes you have ocean island arcs, kind of like Japan, Taiwan, those kind of large features that will form offshore and then eventually smash into the continent and form mountain ranges. But the Grand Canyon's a neat place. And a lot of the same rocks you find in layers in Grand Canyon you can find right off of Vegas, the Frenchman Mountains around it.
So cool. Yeah, you can see basement rocks of the Grand Canyon in Phoenix even.
Awesome. Nice flying.
Huh?
I'll have you, is it nice flying? I'll have you get a little bit ahead and then I'll switch you back. Good job. It's a good hour.
Getting jelly. I see. Okay.
Especially as we get to come into steeper stuff. That was very good though, very smooth.
So, Kevin, is that how the Olympic Mountains in Washington State formed?
I think it's just going to get steeper. No?
Those are more directly arc volcanoes. So from subduction of the Juan de Fuca plate, which was the Farallon plate before it broke up. But yeah, so those are direct, just building up of a volcano.
Oh, okay.
But it's quite dramatic. You can get really large mountains from that process. Obviously the Andes have been active, you know, over 100 million years, I believe. And so you build up just massive mountain ranges through arc volcanism. Same thing with the Sierra Nevadas. They were a long-lived arc volcanic system. And then it ceased at some point, but there's still kind of remnants of them.
Right here.
Yeah, anywhere around there works. Nice job. That was very good.
Yeah, so is something like Mount Shasta or a Lassen volcanic area part of the Sierra Nevadas, or is that Cascades?
Technically it's the Cascades, yeah.
Okay.
It would have been at some point likely the same system, but subduction ceased south of the Sierra Nevada, south of the Shasta. And so at this point now there are two systems where Sierra is actively eroding while Shasta is still active.
You wanted the comfy seat?
One's yours.
My treat. This is my treat.
Oh, I put it here earlier.
Positive reinforcement.
Oh, that's great. You did great.
It's nice when you get used to the joy gain,
Mm-hmm.
wherever it's set at.
Yeah.
Really liking the texture on this rock here.
Yeah, I always wonder if having kind of rigid boretriodal surfaces are better for getting holdfasts going for some of these critters, or if it's harder. I gotta imagine it helps, as long as they don't break off easily.
Oh, looks like a weird plume on Atalanta.
Oh, yeah.
Is it possible to start swinging towards the south side of this ridge to see if there's more life that way?
Towards the south side?
Yeah.
It's fine with me. Good with you, Jess?
Yep, go with me. I go where you guys won't.
Okay. So let's do...
You want to check out biology?
I do like the critters.
Bridge nav, hold position.
And with the corals, you know, if we find some that are collection targets, they'll go right on top of the rocks quite nicely.
Sometimes you can just grab the
Bridge
rock
nav,
with the coral attached.
90
win-win.
meters, 115.
Skinny little guy.
115. Roger, roger, roger.
So Michael, what's it like to fly Hercules?
Empowering.
No, you did great though.
It's a trip. I have I don't know. It was like, I had money and I needed to spend it. So I got myself on a drone, a little Mavic Mini. And it's somewhat similar to that. But
Yeah, but they got the verticals wrong, the joystick directions on Hercules.
yeah.
All right, now we're seeing some big sponges on the right and some corals.
I would say that I appreciate the twist and the knobs on the Hercules control panel, whereas for the drones it's just like it's more like a video game, right?
Yeah.
A two joystick system.
A lot of the old RC helicopters and stuff used to have twisty sticks for yaw. Very similar to that.
I'm going to come to 115 there, please.
Copy.
Is that a sponge there on the right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sponge.
Looks so cool. What kind is it?
Let me check.
It's a big old thick base.
Yeah. Go ahead and push on in there a bit, please.
Zooming in.
You know what's really trippy is impressive, I should say, is like drone racers.
Oh yeah, that's something else. That
Yeah,
racing.
they go all out. They're really cooking with
Full eye, please.
Oh,
with combustibles. That's not just gas.
They're cooking with fireworks.
Yeah.
Thanks
Cooking
for the
with
zoom. That was
lithium.
beautiful.
Yeah, that was a cool sponge.
I've also seen some people at there's a small little airfield for like model planes and stuff like that. Get some cool looking stuff going on. It's really cool. And it's no joke, especially the ones that are like running on like compressed air or something like that, or
Compressed air.
like, yeah, it's so they could almost as fuel, like
Yeah.
actual fuel and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was the way they used to run on methanol.
Yeah.
Now the gasoline engines are starting to get smaller and lighter and whatever, so they're starting to switch to that.
I guess some of them are using like some compressed air to help with the. I don't think that's. I could be mistaken.
Yeah.
As far as like
I mean, there's I've
oxygen
seen people
intake.
do that, but it's just for fun. It's not. It doesn't tend to be super effective.
Yes.
You can't store a lot of energy that way.
Right. Anyway.
That sponge was in the Pheronematidae. It's probably a poliopogon.
Thanks.
What are some favorite sea creatures that we got going on on the watch?
just in general?
Sure. Either that you've seen, or just like the elusive, your white whale, that you get to see.
I really like the giant Pacific octopus.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like crabs, especially big spiky ones.
Oh yeah.
Mine's a flamboyant squidworm. That's
You made that
Good
up.
one.
What is that?
It's like this crazy worm that has tentacles and it like dances in the water column, and it is one of my favorite things on the bottom of the
It's
ocean.
just like chuka, 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 chuka.
It's like this, and the tentacles are like it's like out of this world. You're like, you're not from this planet.
That's funny.
Aliens. I suppose we're aliens down here though, so.
I'm a big fan of some of the big glass sponges just because they come in such really elaborate frilly shapes. And just when you think you've seen all the different variations, you'll find another one.
Cool, cool. Humpbacks.
That one's yours?
Yeah.
I was going to say, nobody had named a vertebrate yet.
I like pufferfish a lot because when they're not puffed up, they have these big eyes and like a cute little smile on them. They're just adorable.
Yeah, I like siphonophores, jellies. Love jellies.
Those don't get much love, I think, from humans.
Well, I love them.
Especially the, oh, I forgot the name.
The man-o-war,
Yeah, there you go. That's the one. I was like,
the big stingy.
it's kind of like the one, like the named after a boat. What?
Is it actually true that jellies live forever and they only die when something eats them?
Because they're...
I don't know.
I don't know.
I believe it.
Sounds like some jelly propaganda to me.
I don't know, I've seen plenty laying on the bottom of the ocean around Puget Sound at the right season and washed up on the beach.
There's a nice call right at the lasers.
Yeah, a little black coral, bathy.
I think I remember hearing somewhere like it could basically clone itself, like regrow itself on certain ones, maybe. Or maybe I was tripping. So basically, you can have a clone of a jelly.
Yeah, I think that's part of some jellies' life cycles. They can kind of break off and clone. I'm trying to go back to my
Go ahead and push it on there, please.
undergrad
Say again?
Cnidarian
push on
life
in, please.
cycles notes, but yeah.
Go your undergrad portion of your mine castle.
Go ahead and push on in tighter.
Mine's all disoriented. I couldn't figure it out.
It's a nice black hole.
Sorry, I'm going to do one quick bump to the left. Got to need more tighter zoom on those polyps. Very spiky.
Do we want to continue going down this,
Path.
down to the south side, or are we far enough over?
Full wide, please.
Full wide.
Bathypathes, possibly a pseudo-alternata.
I'm still a little confused about why it's called a black coral, even though that is a bright, beautiful pink.
It's the structure, the actual, that's holding the polyps. It tends to be black. It's hard to see sometimes when it's covered with the polyps, but it has a black skeleton essentially.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, the protein that their skeleton is made out of is this dark, shiny black when all the tissue's removed.
Hey, back row, do you guys want to continue down the slope, down the south side, or is this far enough? Continue along towards the waypoint.
Yeah, I think we stay on the ridge crest towards the waypoint 8. I think we have a far enough south.
Roger.
Thank you. We might be getting back into rock sampling terrain over here, it looks like.
Kevin, can you talk about the rocks that you're sampling? Like, how do you know which rocks you want to sample?
Bridge nav, 150 meters.
The hard truth is you don't.
70.
I want lava flows. I know exactly the kind of rock I want. You just can't tell until you cut it open. But we can kind of maximize. I want things that have primarily volcanic features. So things that are erupted to form the base of the seamount and maintain their crystalline structure and didn't recrystallize over time into clay. So our best bet for that are kind of chunky angular rocks that are broken off of talus slopes, broken off of cliffs is ideal. And then the goal is to get as many as we can and then hope 1 or 2 of them out of 10 are usable. We're doing first order assessments essentially of these seamounts, so just getting 1 age is highly valuable and associated isotopic chemistry.
DVL reset okay?
Yep, go ahead.
There does seem to be a little more density of animals just on this side of the ridge rather than on the other side.
Yeah.
You can come up a bit if you want.
And I believe the currents are coming from the north to the south, so it's probably cresting right over the ridge and concentrating little localized internal tides.
Like a wrap?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think
looks more like a twist.
It's another possible bathypathes.
Ooh. That makes me want a Laffy Taffy. Or an Abazaba specifically.
It's a long stalk of some sort with probably a brittle star hanging off it.
Looks like a skeleton of either a chrysogorgia or a black coral.
What's living on that? Is that a brittle star, maybe?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Got a long bamboo stalk.
Yep, that's another one of these long solitary bamboos. I think we're just over halfway to the top.
Do we know how deep the top of the Gio is?
Yeah, it's 1,600 meters, 1,650. And it should be pretty flat once we get up there.
If we look just up the slope, there's going to be another one of these big candelabra corals. I can see it in the still cam, but it's just out of shot on the main camera. There it is.
What kind of coral did you say that was?
This is another I4 clade bamboo coral.
Okay. So pretty.
Go ahead and push on and leave it to fly over it. Let's get a look at the backside. Those are always nice.
Nice flying.
As far as we want to go on this side, I suppose. You might try out the scaling lasers real quick there.
Yep.
Do a nice shot.
There's something swimming.
Oh yeah.
Or drifting, or the other.
Gonna do a little bit tighter shot there.
Certainly.
Oh, that's like a little shrimpy.
Oh, so pretty. All right, full wide, please.
Full wide.
Does anybody want a cool geology fact?
Always.
All right, one of my favorite ones is that there are seafloor sediments on the top of Mount Everest. The rock that's on the summit of Everest was a part of a seafloor 470 million years ago. There's also seafloor fossils up there. And so it's gone from one of the lowest places on Earth to the tallest, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, it's like that song, started from the bottom, now we're here.
It only took a few 100 million years, but they got there eventually.
That is persistence at its finest.
Yeah. It just goes to show you don't have to get things done early. You know, you can take your time. You know.
If you got a few million years in the bank, you know.
Oh, yeah.
The Himalayan range was formed when India smashed into the rest of Asia, right?
Yep.
Okay. When did that happen?
That was more recent. I want to say like 70 million years ago.
That started about 55 million years ago.
Okay.
And actually, if you look at like the bend in the Hawaiian Emperor chain, it's believed to be one of the causal mechanisms that initiated that. So India collided into Eurasia about 55 million years ago and choked up the subduction zone of the Tethys over there, started forming the mountain range. That initiates volcanism actually in the Philippine Sea, where the Marianas Arc is, around 51 million years ago. And then that caused the Pacific Plate to rotate and change its direction more westward towards that subduction zone.
Wow.
So, and there's a lot of other things going on in the world at that time. So it kind of shows the interconnectedness of plate tectonics, where if you cause a disturbance one area of the world, it can create a chain that affects every plate all around the world.
We are one, together connected.
There's also a ton of volcanism at that time, and it's starting to be studied that, or actually it's been studied for a while, that possibly the volcanism aided in the extinction of the dinosaurs as much as the meteor that hit did, which is kind of interesting. Just degassed so much carbon dioxide and changed the composition of the atmosphere so much.
Yeah, in India, basically, most of western India was erupting as a massive volcanic flood basalt at that time, called the Deccan Traps, around 66 million years ago. So it brackets the extinction event, or at least it brackets the extinction event. And although it's actually surprisingly debated that some people don't think the meteorite caused much of an extinction, it was mostly the volcanism. But there's also some preliminary work that came out recently in the last few years out of Berkeley that kind of argued once the meteorite hit, those lava flows in India increased in volume.
Right.
And that is potentially a shockwave that went around the world that induced increased volcanism right on, that was already ongoing, but made it
What's
more
that critter
severe,
right there?
which is a really cool idea.
Like a little shrimpy lobster type?
Little shrimpy, yeah. Tim, you want to go ahead and push on in a beat? A bit? A beat? A boot?
A boot and a beat, the boat and bay.
Nice precision star here.
Does it look like it's like came out of the sediment with the like a
With the
zombie
vengeance?
hand? With the vengeance, yeah.
Looks like it's regrowing one arm.
Like, oh, yeah. Like Shredder and
Yeah.
just... How do you play that?
Cool. Yeah, poor little arm. Pull away, please.
Pull wide.
It'd be nice to be able to regrow another appendage.
Yes. Really effective way for them to evade predators. Just drop an arm and then know you can regrow it.
Take it.
Not today.
Not again.
Not again.
I just got this one tattooed.
Looking at the high pack, and it looks like we're going to get a really interesting series of transitions as we move into the next couple waypoints, where it's going to get really flat right at the next waypoint and then really steep to get to the next one after that.
Yeah, I'm guessing between waypoint 9 and waypoint 10 is where we might start seeing carbonate structures.
Carbonate structures being the ones that were formed by ancient coral reefs.
Yeah, exactly.
So getting up.
Those tend to have very steep cliffs. Although this is surprising that it's so sandy right here.
Yeah, that was unexpected. Guess we're not getting a rock at waypoint 8.
No.
We
Hopefully
are
right afterwards, maybe we'll get a little more of a salt before. Yeah, because there's no significant change in the contours, but all of a sudden, boom. Nothing but sand.
And how?
And how?
And how, yeah. I don't know, it's just reaction. I haven't said anything in a while, so. Hope everyone's finding everything interesting, learning all these new facts.
There's some kind of stringy thing in the top. I don't know what that is.
Looks like a sea pen, right?
That looks like a coral skeleton, or coral or live coral coming out of the sediment. That could be, if we zoom in, that could be either a sea pen, or there's a couple species of chrysogorgids that can be found in sediment.
Cool.
Oops, sorry.
Actually, this might be a black coral, but yeah, I'll have to get a good
Good
view
push
on
on
a
it.
zoom.
You can go in tight.
Zooming in tight.
There's two of them. They're holding hands.
I think this is a sea pen.
Yeah.
You can see the polyps coming up there. This is probably in the genus Stichopathes.
What was that? A C pen? Like
Yes.
a writing tool pen?
Yep.
Okay.
Although this particular form you'll also hear called sea whips. The problem with the term sea whip is that it can be applied to many, many different families of coral. You'll hear some of the bamboos get referred to as whips, some black corals get referred to as whips, and some sea pens get referred to as whips.
But they're wrong.
Interesting. you want. Here,
Okay.
I'll give you one quick bump.
Okay. Zoom all the way in. Oops.
Oh, sorry. Ugh. We're just going to do the pan tilt here.
So next waypoint, 9 or 10?
Zoom all the way in.
I say we head towards 9 and then straight up to 10.
Roger.
Yeah, we'll keep
Head
it on
towards
for now.
9.
Sorry.
Okay.
Very good.
How do you spell the genus that this
Ridge
coral
nav.
is in?
500 meters, 095.
All right, I'm going to double check my spelling, but it is
All right, I'm gonna stay there. Go ahead.
D-I-S-T-I-C-H-O-P-T-I-L-U-M.
You
Wide?
can go. you can fish it
C-H-O-P-T-I-L-U-M.
Thank
Kinda
you.
hard to see
Yeah.
the difference in the.
It's like tan on tan.
It's like
I
you
think I
can't
got
process it.
Yeah. All right, full wide.
All right, full wide.
It's like it's censored or something.
Yeah, it was like that sea cucumber the other day that was just perpetually out of focus. It's like stealth technology. Just try and get a photo.
We actually get some of those sea pens with that same morphology all the way over on the U.S. West Coast. It's probably a different species, but it is a form that's found worldwide.
There we go. Look at that.
That's nice. Very nice. I like that.
Being able to have some sort of reference.
Yeah, that's nice.
There's another one.
Now this is pod racing. What's today? Today's Friday? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Every day is Tuesday.
I remember reading about how what's it called? Ocean snow, there it is. Has like a 24-hour cycle, like it snows more at some hours of the day and less at other hours. I was wondering if that has to do with like photosynthesis, or why might that be?
You've got a couple things. You've got photosynthesis and just the normal diurnal cycle, which is going to affect how what's going on in the whole water column. And that translates, actually can translate water column wide. So down in the, what we call the twilight zone depths, so kind of mid-water depths, there's a whole community of animals that moves up into shallower waters at night as well, and then moves back down. And that movement up and down actually helps facilitate additional transport of carbon to the deep ocean and additional marine snow, because all those air animals are moving up